Okay. So let's talk about Unit 10, how to make the lesson plan.
Okay, we decided to do 2 days making this unit. So there are 4 sections. We can do 2 each day.
So do you want to do A, B on first day and lesson C and D second day?
Yeah, that's better to divide it 2 days, I think.
And why do you want to divide like that?
Before I look this one, A and B is more like accuracy focus, I think.
CD?
Maybe A and B.
A, B also have fluency test as well. But we can do we can do A and B of like doing the grammar,
Yeah.
and then C and D like practicing the grammar that we learned before, like the previous lesson.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, in that way we can link the 2 lessons.
What about students? I thought it's appropriate for the university students because it has like the proficiency level of intermediate.
Intermediate high.
Intermediate
Needs.
Yeah, intermediate needs and high. And I found some vocabs which are not very familiar.
What page is it?
Like it's in 98, like line 3 tenor, something like that. So maybe we can do the vocab first in the first day.
I think the textbook has like vocabulary notebook for each unit.
Okay.
So I want to make it like procedure.
Okay,
To
it's
make,
in
like,
page.
In page 106.
Uh-huh.
To make this as a procedure
Okay.
kind of activity like they do every week
Okay.
to hand it in
Okay.
to maximize time on task.
Yeah, and also we can utilize the vocabs in this, so the student like do the homework first, and start with the lesson checking the homework.
I think that's
And
good.
I think the vocabulary is a bit difficult to learn. So how about review before we start the class?
That's good.
And
Yeah, that's a good
we
idea.
focus on like language focus
Uh-huh.
learning, so we
Uh-huh.
can directly explain or describing what's the meaning of that word.
Okay, so you mean student do the homework and do the review in the that's in that way we can reinforce. Yeah.
And connect the lessons.
Okay.
You want to do. And I found out that there are 2 grammar points, like one in lesson 1, A, and second one in lesson B.
Okay.
Because they're a university student, I think it's good to have 2 different things. The first one, like past participle perfect, is kind of writing,
Yeah, with
grammar.
the
And tech question is like discoursal.
Yeah, and I think because like this tech question is not very difficult grammar, but it's very useful. So the university student can deal with these like 2 grammars in 1 lesson. But what do you think?
I think so. And we talked about intermediate need, because they can make mistake on tense, because they can make mistake on that sometimes better than intermediate high. So we need to talk more about past perfect.
Okay.
tense.
Yeah.
So first, how are we going to do on Tuesday reading?
Okay.
The first page?
I
Yeah.
thought we want to use the frame
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
But if it's Korean students we are teaching, then the contents may be modified
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they
sure.
are all
Yeah, sure.
from
Yeah.
other countries.
Yeah, and also I'm not familiar with like some of them, so we can use like Korean comedians or singers.
Famous pictures and then like leading
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
what kind of these people are and how did they become famous.
How about using fame? Someone may be not familiar to this word.
Yeah.
So how about using famous, because it's on the first page, there are 3 times.
Okay.
So we can elicit word fame, similar as famous.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Kind of linguistic.
Yes.
schema.
And like when you see the first page 98, it has like two activities. A is reading and B is listening. So I was thinking maybe we can do one of them.
Why you think we do both?
Oh no. I'm saying we it's better to choose one.
One of them?
Yeah, one of them. Maybe well, I think because like when you see 99, it has a reading, but very short reading.
Well, I thought it was kind of accuracy focused task.
Yes. Also, but well,
but it
yeah,
has
of course, yeah,
reading.
it has reading. So I think maybe in the first activity we can do as a listening activity. Use this as a script. What do you think?
But yeah, I think that's good.
Mm.
But before the listening part, we have to do establish context.
Yeah, sure.
To give the
Yes,
reasons.
yes, sure.
How are we going to give the reasons for this?
Mm.
Do you have any ideas? Like give
Because this is listening about career,
Mm.
so we can put one of famous Korean celebrity,
Mhm.
Mm.
and then, or like we are going to interview one of them.
Oh right.
Then
Yeah.
we can make a establishing context
Okay.
and make
So
reason to
routine.
listen it.
Yeah. Well, if you are going to do that, maybe we can change this guy to
Oh.
the guy that you want to talk about, the Korean guy.
Then if
Yeah.
we change this guy, then we have to change the
Oh, right, sorry.
article too.
Okay, yeah,
And-
that's true. Yeah, that makes it complicated. Yeah.
And what about the grammar points? The next part after doing listening.
We have to do the questions.
Yeah, I know.
Don't forget.
Yeah, but yeah, right.
Yeah,
There
top
is
down
no-
and bottom up questions. Well, I can see bottom up questions in C.
Yeah, but it's too limited. I think
Yeah,
there
yeah.
we
So
should
we
add
can make
more
up.
Extend.
Yeah, and also we have to add the top down questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea about the top down questions?
Like who is this guy? Maybe.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Mm.
Yeah, he became the singer, right?
Yeah, unexpectedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Became singer.
Okay.
And then after top down and bottom up, then we are focusing grammar points.
Mm-hmm.
And how to use meaning. We are focusing on meaning and the use
Mm. And form.
and form.
And do you have any idea?
For meaning question, like when is it about? It's
Yeah. It's like
assuming on past or
Yeah.
in the present.
yeah. Is it happening now?
Mhm.
Did it happen before or like in the future? Those kind of questions.
So we're using guided in question
Mm-hmm.
to the grammar situation. And then we have accuracy
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah. With little bit of reading as well.
I think because of their proficiency level, it's good for just
Doing
having
this?
this
Yeah, exactly.
and do more fluency tasks.
Exactly. So we just let them read this without checking like questions, right?
Mhm. And then do the activities.
Uh-huh.
And what about fluency? Do you want it to do like homework or in class test? Because the writing it takes more time.
Yeah.
I think it's better to do homework.
Better to do homework.
Yeah, and it's a bit controlled
Mm.
writing. So
Mm.
there's some topics you're gonna choose one.
Mm.
So they can
Then
do
that
themselves.
means we don't have like any fluency activities for this grammar point.
This is a fluency activity, but we can put this in
Okay.
a homework. And
But-
then, but we have B.
Okay. So
Tuesday.
so we can do the fluency activity with different different grammar point. You mean?
Yes. What about it has this? It has dialogue.
It's listening, right?
Yeah, it's more like speaking and listening part. And it has the grammar points over here.
In B.
Yeah.
Okay. So the grammar point is
It's a past perfect.
okay.
And do you think is it necessary to use intonation of task question for our students?
Yeah. Is number two.
Yeah, do you think?
Maybe not.
Maybe
Yeah,
not?
because
Why?
because they're university students, so they're already aware of all these intonations. What do you think, MJ?
We don't need to use like this part, but we can
Mm.
do in previous stage. We can do for phonological reading or because we
Before-
can read it some sentences for them,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and then like speaking rather than like
yeah.
speaking themselves.
So that means we don't need to like pull like as a section for the phonological.
yeah, not
things,
doing like
right?
repeating, but
Okay.
we can do like less
Yeah,
reading.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And we have a grammar point over here.
Again,
Are we using this as a processing input, new input?
The reading
For the listening part.
listening.
And are we going to make another top-down and bottom-up question for this?
I think it's better to do just a vocabulary or grammar.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to do this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll just move on to tag question.
Yeah.
Because the next day, like day 2,
Uh-huh.
they have like it leads
Yeah, exactly.
to the
yeah.
following up.
Yeah, listening to test again.
Yeah,
so
they have a tag question over here, lesson C, and
Yeah.
there's more add-up strategy to say.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. It's like
Okay.
responding part.
Okay. You mean in day 2? Yeah, and I think in day 1, the second grammar point tag question is not very difficult, so it's not that necessary for the university student to do the one more processing input.
So it's like my professional concern that I want students to produce more output instead of
sure.
new input.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you
Yeah,
agree?
yeah, and I think because like university students, they have not been speaking much in their high school period, so maybe speaking is more necessary for them, and is their need to improve their speaking skills.
Yeah, I agree.
How about doing correction when
Correction?
we're doing grammar?
Oh, which part? Every grammar point?
No, just for the past perfect.
Past
Not
perfect?
doing on the tag question because it's a bit easy. to-
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
So what kind of correction do you wanna use?
I think
So you're
sometimes-
looking for the paragraph making? This kind of correction?
Yeah, because it's for the homework, so we can do correction.
sure.
Or
Yeah.
just for the past perfect
Yeah.
verbs. So we can just.
Okay.
I was thinking about peer correction first. If,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
before the class, to
Or
make
they
them
can
to
Yeah.
share,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
reduce
And
the time.
I don't think we need do the correction for the tag questions. I don't think they'll make any mistakes. So for this accuracy activities, do you think we can we're fulfilling ours 5 points?
I don't think they're included. I think it's interesting because it's dealing with the famous people.
But how about like the quantity? MJ, do you think it's enough quantity?
Because they're already familiar to using this.
So maybe we can reduce.
Yeah, because when we think about success orientation, so it's too easy.
Yeah, sure.
It's not achievable. So we can just.
Okay, we can like reduce the amount of questions.
Yeah, we can do just a group work to using.
Right. So you think like omitting the whole section?
Yeah, for the A.
Okay. Yeah.
Section.
Yeah, I mean the whole section of accuracy activity. So MJ is saying that just move on to the fluency for this grammar point.
Because it's
Type
on the
question. Yeah.
text in here. So how about
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's better to put some accuracy.
Okay. Then
Or we can do just a one.
Yeah.
Very small
okay.
part.
Okay.
Or using just guiding question.
Okay. So focusing on more fluency activity in with this grammar point, because we haven't done the fluency speaking for the previous grammar point.
For speaking part.
Right.
So is there any fluency class
Um,
on the subjects?
Number 4 is the group work. Discuss the question.
What page?
101. Who knows the most about people in the news?
Discuss the question.
Yeah.
Who knows the most about
This one?
learning
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting
Uh-huh.
activity
Okay.
for students.
Uh-huh.
It's dealing with these days, like
Uh-huh.
very trendy news.
Yeah.
You can keep this one.
Okay. And when we do the fluency, the test, don't forget to do the comprehension check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let's move on to day 2 then.
Yeah. We go to lesson C.
In lesson C, it has same grammar point with
Uh-huh.
lesson B. Like
Uh-huh.
they're using tag
Oh, right.
question deleting part.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Stop.
So there are paragraphs that we can do for the review. It has another strategy, speaking strategy over here.
Oh.
It's like responding. If you ask tag
Okay.
question for the advice,
Uh-huh.
it's responding like
Okay.
this.
So in day 2, we also have 2 grammars, right? Which is the tag question from the previous lesson, and like it's hard to say, right?
Responding, yeah.
Responding.
Second.
Okay.
It's like more expanding strategy.
And this also can be the disclosal
Part.
Yeah,
Mm.
part.
Mm,
How about like function? MJ, do you find any functional system?
I think it's politely refuse or
Refuse?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, yeah.
or we can do when we do the conversation,
Mm.
so they can write down how
Mm.
they refuse
Mm.
or how they say negative like, answers.
Okay.
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Rather than no.
Uh-huh.
And there
Right.
are top down and bottom up questions. Do you think it's good for using these, or do you
100
wanna move?
MJ is 103.
Yeah.
So, top down bottom questions.
Tom and I think it's listening and speaking part, advice part. I think it's a function, advice.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
main function in
Uh-huh.
this part, advice
Alright.
part.
Right.
So, mention you want to become famous, choose an idea, discuss your idea, and give advice. It's a fluency activity, this part.
Okay, work.
Yeah, it's giving advice.
Yeah, we can practice.
Also make them to speak more.
Uh-huh.
And they are reading.
Yeah.
Reading on the next
Yeah,
page.
yeah, we haven't done any reading on the first day. I mean, yeah, just like short one. So why don't we do this reading for second day?
But for the question,
Uh-huh.
it's like vocabulary, looking for the same vocabulary.
Ah, right.
So I think we have to make top down and bottom up questions. for
Sure,
those.
sure. And these vocab questions are
It's a synonym, so they should
right.
find words from the
Uh-huh.
context.
do you think it's appropriate for their level? Like, is it fulfilling their needs? Isn't it like too easy for university students?
Maybe for English, like major in English, but if it's not major in
Oh, okay.
English, then it can be okay for them to use it.
And I think they in purpose to put easy meaning,
Uh-huh.
easy synonym,
Uh-huh.
to find a hard one.
Hard one.
Ah, right. So let's keep this vocab activity and add up the questions, top down and bottom up questions.
That could be the next page.
Oh,
Oh
right.
yeah, it has the.
Yeah, it has a.
And,
um,
I wanna do this part. A success story is like personalizing activity.
For what kind of activity?
Like think of someone you know.
Uh-huh.
It's like personalizing who has achieved success in some way.
So is it like a speaking to improve speaking skills?
You can make it to speaking
Oh,
if
right.
you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, it's writing.
Yeah,
So.
it doesn't matter if
Mhm.
it's writing.
Mhm.
So do you think we should keep this one?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Do you want to do this for the homework?
Homework.
I hope to make it speaking.
Speaking?
Yeah, speaking then it should be done in the class,
Yeah,
right?
or demonstrating in
Mhm.
front of class
Mm.
to do it, to make them more speaking.
Yeah, because we plan to, we plan to practice the previous lessons So maybe we should do more activity in the class rather than putting it to the
Homework, yeah, because they already have
Yeah.
a lot of homework.
Yeah.
Maybe students
Yes.
would not like
Yeah.
to have a lot of homework.
Yeah, and also they have this vocab as well, right?
Vocab
For the
homework
homework.
for the next lesson.
Uh-huh.
It's too
Right.
much for the homework.
Okay. How about the next unit? What shall we do for the next unit? Like to link with this unit. We should think about that as well.
Then is it necessary to connect Unit 10 and Unit 11? Because I don't think we don't need to connect between.
But I think like maybe not necessarily not like but I think that there should be like some kind of link. Like for example, maybe we could link the topic instead of the grammar points.
Maybe
Mm.
there is different topic for the unit 11, so I think it's appropriate for link the vocabulary if we learn
Yeah,
the vocabulary
right,
before
right,
and
right,
then
right.
use it
Yeah.
in 11. Because if you're learning the different grammar points,
Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah. In that way, we can reinforce like what they learned before. Right. That's. Right.
What about we have to think about job requirements? Do we talk about job requirements now?
Okay, job requirement. Well, we. Yeah.
Job requirements like we have
They-
to give them the grade.
Yeah, and they're university
Yeah.
students, so they must have like some exams at their university, right? So
How
and
are we going to? What kind of exam like prepare about?
like covering 4 skills. So,
Speaking,
Yeah.
listening, writing. So you want to do whole thing? Whole
yeah,
whole skills
and I think
for
we
assessment?
already like covered the whole thing in like these in 2 lessons. So, job requirement is kind of fulfilled, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I want for this